Hi guys, Tighebo here, and we're back with another reading fanfic video. This time we're doing a different fanfic. We're going for a League of Legends fanfic that I found a while ago, and it's called Across Runeterra, Garen's Odyssey. So, this is pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's not finished. The last time it was updated was in August of this year, and there's 11 chapters. However, it's very long. All the chapters are long, except for the Prologue, which we'll be reading entirely. So, as for the chapters, I might split them up into 2 or 3, depending on how long they are. Because, let me tell you, they are long. So long. So, also, link to this fanfic will be in the description, as always. So, if you want to read along or continue reading after I'm done with this, then go ahead. It's right there, waiting for you. Okay, so let's get started. Prologue. Dreamless. The first thing Garen felt was drowsiness, then pain, then stench. He opened his eyes, slowly shaking away the drowsiness and pain. The stench was not his to shake off, however. He eyed his surroundings, slowly taking his predicament. His mind awoke just enough to get a grasp of the situation. He was in a prison cell. A Noxian prison cell. He tried getting up, but he noticed the heavy pig iron chains tied to his arms and legs. He was chained in a kneeling position, no doubt to prevent him from reacting and escaping fast enough. He heard the flickers of a torch nearby, which brought just enough light on his bars to notice his cell was a solitary. He knew exactly what that meant to an enemy of Noxus. Oh yeah, I should also mention, I will be May I notice I'm painting as Irela? I think that's her name, I can't pronounce it. I don't know. But she's also in this fanfic too. So, yeah. Just why I figured, just to let you know. I don't know if I'll be cutting bits of the gameplay out or not, depending how long the gameplay is and how long this will take. Just this, Anyway, continuing on. His mind tried to recall what brought about this situation. The rebellion, Demacia. I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing that wrong. Moving on. Mages fighting the night, him leading the dauntless vanguard against their leader and symbol, Silas. I think that's his name, Silas. The last thing he remembered was him charging at Silas before both their forces were ambushed, and his last sensation was a sharp pain in his exposed shoulder. Then, nothing. Only a dreamless sleep. Before he could try and break free, he heard a door opening, and light footsteps accompanied by heavy ones approaching. He looked up to see 4 Noxian soldiers and a red-haired assassin who he knew all too well. Katrina. It's Katrina. He can't help but like her, I think. I think they were like a thing or something. They were shipped or something. I thought I told Swain I needed no escort. Apologies, Lady Ducortu. The Grand General insisted. Why? Who doesn't he trust this time? Me or him? The red-haired assassin known as Katrina Ducortu. I'm gonna butcher that name completely. Pointed one of her daggers at him. Garen finally put the pieces together, looking to the ground with disappointment at himself and worry about his home. It's only for protection, my lady. Another soldier attempted to soothe her, but she put her dagger at her throat without even looking. Guessing the soldier was female. Okay. I'll ignore this once. Leave us be and stand by the door. You know how many knocks it is and in what order, she threatened. The soldier saluted as soon as Katrina's dagger was away from her throat. The soldiers then exited, shutting the door with a heavy clang, a staple of Noxian doorways. She took out a key from her jacket pocket and opened the locks to the cell. He heard her footsteps edge closer until she was right in front of him. "Not even gonna look at me?" she asked. It wasn't feminist, nor was it sarcastic. It was just a question. "Why? Do you need a reason to feel guilty?" His question, however, was face laced with venom. "You don't think I already do?" "I honestly don't." This time it wasn't sarcasm, but the venom was stronger. Where was I? There we go. "You did the same to me. Now that I've done it to you, you escaped. I came back for you, damn it." She wasn't talking about the imprisonment. It happened when he captured her. After she tried to get free by cutting a wooden bridge they were both on, he, and many of his soldiers plunged into a deep ravine. After that, however, they were forced to work together to fight off a massive beast that was both angry and hungry. It cornered them. She managed to escape, and Garen was left to fight alone. Or so she thought. She came back for him, although she never said why. I think she still likes him just a little bit. Just a little bit. I think she likes him. She still escaped afterwards, however. "I should have chased you. I was weak then, and I am shamed now." "Oh, good for you, 'cause now you know how I felt that day, dragging you behind me." Expecting a knife in the back, you delivered, it seems, and in perfect fashion. He still didn't look up. It was worse than a silent treatment or anything her father, Swain, or even Talon did to her. She still didn't know why. She knelt down, face to his head. "Why did you come here, Katrina? What do you want?" He sounded exhausted all of a sudden, like he was tired of dealing with her. With these two shenanigans, I wouldn't blame him. From what I've heard, it's like a back and forth cat and mouse chase between these two. "Grand General Swain has ordered your execution." It was meant to shock him. There's a surprise. It did not. Along with one other prisoner, I still can't recall her, though. Who? He managed to mask the unease in his voice. His mind immediately thought of Lux. A very willful, I haven't played witch. You haven't even heard of her, probably. Come to think of it, you don't need to. At least it wasn't Lux. She got up. "I petitioned for the guard general to free you." "Why?" This one meant shock out of him, although it was subtle. "You're more useful to us alive." Ooh, she still likes him. She don't want him to be dead. Aww. I've never really played with Katrina, or I don't think I've played with anyone who's played as her. Or against a computer bot playing as her. The closest is probably I was gonna say oh god, what's her name? The captain girl. I forgot her name. She's one of the characters you can get in the beginning, but then I remembered they're both different. They just look kind of the same. They both got like red hair, but hers is more like pinkish red, and and then whereas the other girl is a more orange red. Like there it is. But anyway, before you even start, the general managed to extract some of your mind's secrets. Most of it's useless junk about you, your prince, and your sister. Although that bit about the Mage Rebellion proved interesting. This was alarming. Swain had that power. What else could he find out? Unfortunately, that's as far as he got. You have a, as the Grand General himself put it, strong, tedious, and an irritating mind. Even when unconscious, I thought that, no. She sighed. His stubbornness to remind Katrina of herself. They crossed paths, ways, and destinies, but they always pulled in different directions they thought were best for each other, but they were only the best for themselves. She thought many times, and was even advised by Cassipio. Yeah, I can't say her name, but I'm just going to call her Cass next time I see it, and tell him to let him go. So why couldn't she? I'm trying to help you, damn it. Come tomorrow. So your head is getting separated from your neck in front of all of Noxus Prime and being sent back to... Oh, goddamn, I've got to pronounce this word again. Demacia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it. If someone wants to tell me how to pronounce it, go ahead. Okay. I'm trying to stop that. So quit being a dickhead and help me help you. Just like before, she was slowly getting irritated at his pride and honor. He knew every... Oh, god damn it. Demacia would rather die than surrender, and Garen was their patron, especially in that regard. She hoped that his sense and survival instincts might have a little more hold for him after the ordeal. They did not. He'll never agree, and you know it. I'll never agree, and you know it. Stop wasting your time on things that on things you'll never have. That one cut the air, sharper than any dagger she had. Somewhere beneath the surface of her soul, a small part of her selfish steel poked out. He looked through her eyes at his exposed napes. Nate, whispering at her to pull out her daggers and carry out the sentence right there. It would be true satisfaction. She silenced and drowned it quickly, lest it take over her. The last time she let that happen, time gave her a scar on her father's orders. She already stood higher than both of them, but she could still fall prey to her former self. Don't know what that's talking about. Does she, have, some sort of thing inside her? Not a parasite, but, it's like a mental thing. Like a voice. Or something that's... I don't know. Someone explain this backstory of Katrina to me, and if this makes sense. Why did you come back? He asked. It wasn't venomous or sarcastic. It was just a question. One she had no answer to, for herself, Garen, or anybody else. I don't know, okay? I just thought that was the right thing back then. And what about now? Another simple question with no answer. I'm not so sure. Neither am I. He sighed. She looked down, hoping to see his face. She didn't want to beg, to bend knee and search for his eyes. She hated to admit it, but he was more stubborn than her in that regard. Garen, I have nothing more to say to you, Katrina. Leave me be. He sealed both his fate and a part of hers. The selfish part was back again. Second wind trying to wrestle control of her body. Judging by her hands moving to her daggers, she knew the only way to quiet it down was to appease it, even if by a small bit. She drew them and sliced at the bars to full strength, almost slicing through them. She didn't care who watched anymore. I hope your head rots before your sister or your prince even see the damn thing. She opened the door forcefully and shut it all the same, leaving with her head low. Only at that moment did it cool off, leaving her thoughts clear. Swain knew Garen would never submit. It was the only reason he allowed the visit. The guards were only a ruse for her to not turn back. Swain knew she might have second thoughts if not tested and tempted. His intention was to make her see with her own eyes what she had agreed to. What she had accomplished in doing for Noxus. It brought both pride and sickened her to her stomach. With the final sound of the door being shut, Garen knew the next one would be his last. Say as he will lie. He worried about home, his family, Jarvan, so distant, so far away to a city of white, blue, and gold. He thought of the forest of Silvermare, sprawling out beneath the high city, with tame raptors circling above the clouds, screeching with pride and stretching their wings. He envied them sometimes, having all that freedom and natural loyalty to their own kind. Humans were never that simple. He thought of the rivers running through the countryside, towns, villages, and farmlands thriving along their shores. He remembered running through the forests and along the shores, dragging or giving a piggyback to Lux. Oh, those two are so cute. I love their siblings, those things. They are so adorable.
You do not know burden until you've seen 1,000
No,
people
he held his thought, calm and content. He wanted to have something for when he closed his eyes one last time. He saved the few memories of Lux smiling at him for last. Oh god damn it, I've got to say her name now. Okay, hold on. Irela I'm just gonna call her Irela, because I don't know if that's her name, how you pronounce it or not, but we're calling her that, because it'll be easier doing this. Okay. Irela awoke, taking a deep breath. The stench passed away quickly, but her lungs still needed time to get used to it. She was chained down, her head enveloped by magic distorting circlet with strange runes. She could think straight, but could focus her will and couldn't find her blaze. I think I'm supposed to say couldn't focus her will. Oh well. She took in her surroundings. A runic cell with the same symbols as the ones on her circlet and her bonds, which she noticed on her wrists and ankles. She was facing the wall. With what little light she had coming from behind her, she tried prying and pulling, but every pull really tightened the grip until she stopped, struggling, at which point it loosened. She remembered fighting on the shores of... Hold on. Navorvi. That's it. I could be wrong, but we're going with that. The local fishing village was still in flames, family running and screaming. What little warriors they had left were no match for the assault. She fought them up alone, almost cutting them all down, until they revealed themselves. The new Grand General, his most trusted subordinate, and a monster juggernaut of a man they thought they killed. She was alone, but the villagers depended on her. She never gave up, and neither did they, until she couldn't fight them off more and was overwhelmed. Before she could recollect or try anything else, she heard footsteps and a door opening and shutting behind her. "You've grown, little blade witch." That voice. She remembered his voice, the voice that condemned that countless of her people to death, that ordered the assault on the Placidium, and that screamed when she took his arm. He walked before her, standing tall and proud, yet dour and stern. He revealed his left arm, replaced with a strange electric energy, rolling and hungry, but for what she couldn't tell. "Am I to seek revenge for my poor departed arm? If anything, girl, you did me a favor," he said, tone seasoned with amusement and sense of irony. "Get me out of these chains and I'll do you another one with your neck." She returned the insult. "Charming. Unfortunately for you, I need it for my to function. It's the only one that's worth anything in this empire. Oh, I'm sure there are plenty others with some humanity left in them. Oh wait, I forgot. It's Noxus. There is nothing human here, only dust and pretensions of strength." That one got a chuckle out of him. "Pretensions? Very well, little blade witch. Tell me what strength is." He knelt down, his chuckle over her, down in his return. He looked at her like she was almost trying to refuse. She couldn't fathom how someone so antisocial, no, downright sociopath, could rule over a whole empire. Maybe it was the staple of all Noxian rulers. I explained, but what can be explained in one sentence would take a lifetime for me to understand. Judging by your whitening of hair and wrinkles on your everywhere, you don't have that kind of time, so I wanted to bother. Wouldn't even bother. She wanted to spit in his face, but she was dehydrated. "Acting defiant because you don't know the answer? It appears I was mistaken earlier. You haven't grown at all, little girl. You're still that child at the stadium, yelling like a spoiled brat for freedom. I learned much that day when I crawled, bleeding through the dirt with a ravenous demon goring at my very thoughts. I learned about strength." He grabbed her with his demonic arm by the neck. "Strength is not an illusion, child, nor is it a passion, stone, steel, and flesh. It is will, pure and simple. It is the will to sacrifice to do what others cannot and to show them that they will never be your equals. That is strength. That is Noxus." His stern face did not change, not even in the low red light shimmering from his arm. Neither did her determination. "And those few sentences, Grand General, are the reasons why you will never understand true strength, and why you and all of Noxus will never escape the hollowness of might. Like I said, I won't bother. Now, if you're done gloating, either kill me or let me go so I kill you. Even if I don't, someone else will. First parts were mixed with pity and threats, but the last part was spoken with such conviction that it sounded like a fact to him, something that unnerved him even now. He didn't show on his face as he turned to all those years ago. His hand, however, loosened her neck. Pity, I was hoping to extract more information, but it seems your mind will not give me any more. No matter. From tomorrow, your head, along with the Demosian, is getting sent home. The rest of you is getting fed to the Drake Hounds. One part of that sentence caught her attention. Demosian. The pieces are finally in place, little girl. All I have to do is wait my turn. Neither of you have as much time left. Noxus victory is all but assured over both your irksome nations. I must admit, though, you both put up quite the fight. He stood up, dusting himself off. But now it is time for Noxus to strike the final blow. Both of you resisted me even when unconscious. Your minds and wills are strong, but you are defeated, worn out, and bound. Your fates are inevitable, fitting that they should be intertwined. He wandered out of sight, opening the door. Farewell, little girl. I'm glad we met that day. With a tiny, almost unnoticeable betterment in his voice, he shut the doors. She breathed out, sighing in relief. She didn't still her will to stand defiant. It was to conceal the fact that she had hid a small shard of her emblem under her armor. It would have been troublesome if he were to extract that secret from her. Yes, General, your turn is next, but that won't be the end of the game. And that is it. That's the prologue. We'll get to see the execution next chapter, maybe, and other stuff. Who knows? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little prologue for the story. It's going to feature both Garen and Irela as the main characters. There will be other characters as well. So yeah. If you have like a favorite champion, they may show up unless if they are Noxus or from Iona, and if they're from Demetia, they may be mentioned. Yeah, but like if they're from, I can't remember the name, but the sandy desert place, the mountains, or the cold place area, they won't be mentioned. So if you have a favorite character from there, they won't be mentioned at all or appear. Or wait, there was one other, the city place with the technology, and I can't remember the name, but it's like 2 places in one. But yeah, none of those will be mentioned. So yeah, if you like this video, leave a like, be sure to subscribe, comment down below, and be sure to follow me on Twitter. Link to that is in the description below. And I will see you guys tomorrow with a video that may or may not be blocked. Anyway, bye!